So tonight it's time to vote. I'm going to send it to you telepathically, and before the end of the video, write in the comments who you think I voted for. Big Brother UK Day 2, and some of the non-housemates had the chance to get into the house. So they asked them who the most competitive was, and obviously Thomas said it was him. He said that in his VT that he was so competitive, and he had to choose the most non-competitive person, and he chose Rosie. Now let me tell you, I would love to go on Big Brother, and I would love to get to the end, but it's not because I'm competitive, and it's not even because I would want to win. It would just be because I would want the experience. I am the least competitive person that has ever existed in life, but I really feel like I would have done quite well at this challenge. But Thomas chose Rosie, and they went in and they had to do some dares. Now, I must say that Big Brother has been a bit more evil this year, which is amazing, because hopefully he's taking a leaf out of Big Brother Australia's book. He is fucking wild. Right? Like, Big Brother Australia speaks and you're like, shit's going down. So they had to do their dares, and then Thomas had to put a bucket on his head. She had to liquidise a cheese sandwich and drink it. He had to put on like a smelly scarf. And then she had to put gum in her hair. And I thought to myself, that is commitment, right? Like, if she's willing to put gum in her hair, then that is commitment. I must say, if I had my dry shampoo in there with me, then I would do it, because dry shampoo is really good at getting out. If I didn't have it, there might be some problems. However, she committed right to the cause. She put it right at the top as well. It's not as if she did a half-assed job and like stuck it on the end. So she done that, and then she had to change her name to Baked Potato, which we've seen before. I'm pretty sure it was Chantel in the past. She had to change her name to Dogface, and then in the last couple of episodes she got to change her name back. But then one of her final day was to show all her nominations for the rest of the series, and she said no. And on the Late and Live show they were like, well, she was already committed, she'd put the gum in her hair, like why didn't she go through with it? I 100% agree, and not only that, if I was ever given the opportunity in the Big Brother house to do my nominations face to face or for people to see them, I would take it, because I'm all about the honest life. And I think in Big Brother UK they're not allowed to talk about their nominations, they're not allowed to tell anybody who they voted for. And I would just rather say to somebody, I would just rather say, I voted for you, you're annoying, I voted for you, you're a cunt, or whatever, because it gets it out in the open. And it's just better, and I don't have to feel like I'm talking about somebody behind their back. So face-to-face noms for me would be like, thank God. So when Thomas won the task, he got to choose 2 other housemates to go into the main house, and he chose Sarah and Marcello. I've made it very clear for the start, I can't stand Sarah, and I still don't know why. But she was going through a hard time, and that was really nice of him. And he also chose Marcello because he's his friend, and also I think because he had just shredded his personal photos. Emma was asking Nathan what Prince Charles liked for his breakfast. Not something I would personally be interested in, but we're all different. And when he was saying that he was a butler for Prince Charles, he says he was like 16 at the time, which I thought was a bit bizarre. But then Days got involved in the conversation. So then Days was in on him, and she was like, I don't see why the royal family should have so much wealth when they're starving people, and there's plenty of countries who don't have a monarchy and they're fine. And blah blah blah, right? And I was like, yes, Days, you fucking tell him, right? She says she was opinionated, and I would be the same. I'd be like, I don't see the point in the royal family, they're a fucking waste of time, you're just spending all the taxpayers' money, blah 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 blah, right? Whatever, it doesn't matter. But the point is, people are allowed to love the royal family. I've got friends who are obsessed with the royal family, right? But I've also know people who think that they're pointless and think that we should get rid of them. But then Nathan was like, oh, everybody should be proud of the royal family, or everybody should love the royal family and be proud to be British. No, Nathan. No. Not everybody should, because we're all different. Right? And as I've said before, he can vote Tory all he wants. That is fine. My problem with it is that he's a Scottish person voting for the Tory party. If he'd to move to England, all fine and well, do whatever the fuck you want, I don't care. Like, Henry last year, he voted for the Tory party and he was English and posh, and he was my favourite to win. I absolutely loved him. But the fact that Nathan's like, oh, everybody should do this, everybody should love that, who the fuck is he to tell anybody what they should be loving? I was loving Days. Do not fucking back down for that, dick. And I've got plenty of friends who'll be watching this video and they know my feelings on the situation. They love the royal family and they're entitled to love what they love. Do you know what I mean? It's him who's the one who's saying that everybody has to be the same. No, no, no. So they had another chance to get back into the house and they had to just put their hand up. And that was it. And I understand that when you put your hand up for a certain length of time, it hurts, right? But literally within the space of 5 minutes, Nathan put his hand down. And I was like, this is pathetic, right? You watch other Big Brothers, they have literal endurance comps where they've got to hold up like 40% of their own body weight. And they do it for hours. They do it for hours and hours at a time. There was once a task where they had to stand in the dark and then Big Brother would like let different insects into the room or put different smells into the room or play different noises, and they lasted like over 12 hours. The pressure cooker, I think it was called. And he couldn't even stand with his fucking hand up for 5 minutes. You're on the wrong show, mate. So Lily was standing there with her hand up for over 2 hours and I thought, good for her, do you know what I mean? At least she's putting effort in. She obviously cares. I know that she says that she really wanted coke, right? But she was still standing there and she was still doing her best. And that's all you can do. And her and Days were standing with their hands up. And Lily was like, oh, I really need a coke. And Days was like, nobody needs a coke. I really need to wash my twat. And I was like, good point. Good point. Listen, we all need to stay hygienic. I absolutely love that Days stands up for what she believes in. She's not fucking backing down for anybody. That would be me. I'd be like that. This is what I think. And see, unless you've got like a valid point that is going to fucking change my entire mindset for the rest of my life, I'm not going to change and I'm not going to back down. And that's what she's like. She's a lot more diplomatic about it than I am, right enough. But I'm just loving her. And then she refused. Like, nobody was going to beat her, right? She was standing there. She had her hand up. You know what these protesters are like, right? I mean, some of them will literally glue themselves to roads and tie themselves to trees. And they're there, do you know what I mean? See if she'd have had to have pissed her pants, she'd have done it. So Lily was obviously upset and the people watching on the TV were like, oh, that's really sad. This is the first time we've seen her sad. And I'm like, get a grip. Do you know what I mean? Like, aye, okay, she's sad, but at least she's not fucking squealing like a fucking crazy person. So when Days won the comp, she chose Lily and Emma to go into the main house. And she kind of had to choose Lily, right? Because she did say to her, like, if I get an opportunity, I would take you in. Sarah must have been like that. Fuck, man. I've just got away from that psychopath and now I'm going to have to put up with her again. Now, I must admit that any time Lily's been in the diary room, I've actually thought that she's quite nice. And the night she was talking about Nathan and how she loves his hair and she thinks he's so cute and everything. And I just think that she comes across as a really nice, funny person. But then when she's out the diary room and she's squealing and she's a fanny. She's just a fanny. There's no other way to describe her. She went into that house and Shagan was actually fucking shiting himself. It was like that, oh fuck, right? Because she's just too much. And I know that when you're young you're excitable, but it's just too much, man. I don't know if she's trying to act like Nikki Graham or if she's got something like mentally missing or if she's just a fanny. Let me know in the comments what you think. On the Late and Live show, it gave you a sneak peek of a conversation between Nathan and Days, and she's talking about when they protest and they're gluing themselves to roads and stuff, and he's saying, is that the right thing to do? Like, you're stopping ambulances for getting through and you're trying to bankrupt businesses. And she says, they know that we're going to be there. We don't just wake up one day and glue ourselves to the road. Like, the council know, and they make alternative routes for ambulances and stuff. And I just totally disagree with it, to be honest. Like, I'm all for people protesting, but an ambulance should not have to make an alternative route. That extra 1 minute, that extra 30 seconds could be the difference between life and death, right? And I'm like, protest all you want, but see when they start blocking roads and that, I can't be fucked with it. So let me know in the comments who you voted for, and hopefully by now you've guessed who I voted for. It's pretty obvious, my 5 votes went to Nathan. Hope he's gone on Friday. See you again tomorrow. Bye!